I wanted to go over a little bit of philosophy for those that actually came to the live training that won't be recorded, and get your minds going for the future. What we have right now is so awesome. We just need everybody just to find their way to jump on it. I'm looking, we got 288 on here. If all 288 of you jumped on this, the amount of business and success that we can generate is so insane. I'm working on bringing you guys a business spreadsheet so you can actually quantify the work, where it's going to go. But basically, it's about consistency. And you want to be doing, the V marketing as much as you can. And then those that are actually instructors, obviously you do as much instructing as you can, help others. But the V marketing is going to bring people in that didn't come in for whatever reason before. It's going to let us reach out to people, let them know there is a real solution. Here we are. Here's what we have, and get them started with one thing, right? And just get them going. And then we add the rest. We all make things harder than they need to be. Anybody that's been here for a little bit understands their PBS now. When it starts out, though, it's just a lot to take in. And those that come through our normal marketing for a student, they want a system. They want to make money posting links. They want to make money being part of that. And so they're more ready. The leads that we're approaching on the V marketing didn't get that far. And that's why they're a V marketing lead. And that's why we do the BRT, get to know them and get them into one thing. So today we're going to talk about getting into the one thing. And I'm also going to work with you guys on how your brain should be working on the BRT process. It's a big deal. So I'm going to actually show you guys that as I modify some of the BRT stuff out there for retail. And I'm going to do that here in just a second. This is, you guys, man, it's so powerful the way we have it to pay it forward. And when you look at the actual work it takes to get on the phone, on with the person, to show them what we have, that is, to me, that's the most fun, because I get to meet somebody new. I get to see where they're at in their life right now, knowing that if they dive in, we can really help them. That, for me, is very rewarding and enlightening, because I know where they're at and I know where we can go. And so I look forward to it as much as possible. So we're going to be focusing on that, but I want to make sure you guys understand the philosophy, because the BRT process works not even just for bringing people into business, but let's say you want to talk to somebody about the Zlean or brain. It teaches you how to have a proper conversation. So I'm going to start recording this. 1 second, we'll go through here. You guys, we have leads like out the wazoo. Ashlyn Boheme, welcome. She's cranking. Okay, I'm gonna close down my my planners because everything's ready. Lead flow is amazing. We're hitting Florida and Georgia really heavy right now. And if you aren't, get with your instructor, make sure we get those leads out there. We have 25 days, 26 days, I guess, till the event. And, I can tell you how I've always done it, especially when I can, target market leads. I hit the areas where we're going to go because they don't have the travel cost. And, they'll be able to get their event ticket for $249 to go to the BellaVita event. I'm talking BellaVita right now. And right from the very get-go, they can meet Tanya and I, and they can meet MSIs. Maybe they're an instructor, maybe not their instructor. But they're going to meet instructors. They're going to see that it's super real. For somebody to launch their business based on a live meeting, that's probably optimal. That is probably optimal. In the 90s, I used to do seminars where I could meet people. I was selling the communication services back in those days. And those that came to a brand new event and launched their business that way, they did awesome because they knew what was going on. They were part of the energy from the beginning and not unknown. And, it's really key. So I'm going to stress that before I start the recording. This Miami event, get to it if you can, and get people there too if you can. If you're able to get 2 people there even with you, it's going to be tremendous on your success going forward. You only need 2 amazing people to really win. Like, if you can help 2 people by paying it forward to 2 people and helping them do the same, you can win in everything we have, as little as 2. And I'd go for as many, I'm trying to help everybody I can. 2 a day would be great. But, even 2, you're going to make an impact with 2. There's a ripple effect when you help somebody. So, we put that out there, and you also don't know who they're going to be able to help. So you're helping one person has a pay it forward effect that you just can't quantify. The person that person is going to help and that they're going to help, the things that are going to save out of that. I mean, over the years, as I hear of mortgages, homes, relationships that I've impacted because I was positive in their life, it's tremendous. So when you guys are doing this work starting out, realize it's not just about money. It's about helping people in a lot of other ways. And you get to be a beacon of light in doing that. So, I say that because some days are hard for me even. Like, I want to go skiing maybe. And not that I shouldn't take that time, but it's like, man, I have commitments today. I'm gonna let those commitments because I need to impact these people's lives. I get it. And you got to have priorities, and appointments should be number one priority. You make an appointment, you show up, you're there. And treat everybody with that same respect. All right, so I'm gonna get recording going on. I've got an awesome tool, and I'll put it on here. So, we're already recording. Okay, perfect. All right. So you guys, we're really close to having some additional tools. So, the BRT is a tool. That's a training and communication. That is a method that works to get somebody to open up and listen to the idea that you're going to share with them. It really works when it's an idea that they're looking for. They're looking for a way to make extra money. Great, we have an idea for that. But even though it's a great idea, presenting it after the BRT is done is critical. We don't want to just send them to a web page. We don't want to send them the information. They're not going to take it the way we need them to take it. They're going to have walls up. They're going to have walls that they don't even know they have up. And when you do the BRT process, it drops those walls. It drops those walls. It's a proven. And this is why marketers do so well, is we already understand this. We already do it. It's second nature to us. Most of us do it without even realizing that's what we're doing. Everybody looks at us like, oh, they're just so outgoing. No, we know that if we don't have that conversation and get to know that person, it doesn't matter what I'm going to present to them. They're not going to buy it. If I present to them something they want and I've opened that up, they're going to buy it. We just know it. And that's what the BRT process is allowing to happen. Okay, I'm bringing you guys a tool. It's going to be my ebook. So I wrote a book. It's called Marketing is Freedom. It's in production right now. I will literally have the ebook available early next week, I'm imagining. It might be done today, and then it's going to be put into the programming system for people to purchase it and download it and all that stuff. I'm going to be giving you guys that as a tool to prospect with people, and this is going to be a really big tool for our student leads, for our instructors. So I'm going to be telling you guys how we work that in. What I'm trying to do is get them exposure to all this fun marketing stuff that we do, so that their walls are going to be coming down a little bit on their own, even better by the time you talk to them. And that'll be something we can share and just let them know we have a home for them. It's going to be a concept, and we're going to be able to do it in a very awesome way. So I'm not going to tell you how we're going to do that yet. I'm going to show you guys that. I'm hoping to show you guys on Tuesday, if it's ready. If not, it'll be the following Saturday. Okay? And we'll roll it out there. I'm hoping I can show the MSIs on Monday and fully on Tuesday, and we can start rolling this stuff out. But, we get it as we get it. This is going to just allow us to open up. And then the people that you guys don't get to continue on with the presentation, this will give them a really good reason to come back. So it's all about, ascension marketing tools. It's doing what we already know works. And that's why I'm so excited to have this done, because it really helps. Like when you guys see how it works, it's going to give you guys that edge. It's going to give you another tool to build your business on something that I already know that works. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to share my screen. And I think I need to go here. I'm going to go to the lead streams page and let's see if it's on here. Okay, so this is a BRT. And what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to copy the BRT down. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the bottom of the BRT. There's the notes from Rory, the follow-up notes, the getting started email. You should already have these made in a template, right? And if not, you just copy and paste it into a template. I guess I could do that now. I can just grab this whole thing. I'm gonna grab the whole thing and just the whole thing, Control C to copy or right click copy, doesn't matter. I'm gonna go into my Google Drive and I'm sure I got a V Marketing Drive already. I'll put this in Chrissy's. I was training her all day yesterday. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna go new, Google Doc, create and share. And I'm gonna go BRT, BellaVita. And then I'm going to do a file, make a copy, and I'm going to call it BRT BellaVita, and I'm going to go retail. I'm going to make another copy. Now I'm going to make these available to you guys, but I want you guys to see the thought process in making these, because you're okay to think for yourself inside the rules. You really are. Like, and I want you guys to get really good at this process, because as we refine it and get better and better at it, it's going to enable you guys to help more people quicker. And so we're going to call this some BRT and wine ambassador. All right. So I have 3 documents here, right? So the BRT BellaVita, I'm just going to go through here and read the script, and I'm going to make it Chrissy's. Okay. So I'm going to customize it for Chrissy as if I'm Chrissy. All right. Maybe I like the way that I want to like look at the way I say things. Maybe I want to say it a little bit differently. I'll modify it a little bit. And I mean a little bit. So it's easy for me to say. Right? So if I don't like to say what your background is, I can say that a different way. I want to keep the gist of it the same, right? But I might modify it so it's easier for me to say. You know, some of us have awesome accents from different parts of the world, different parts of the country, and we might say a word differently, and we want to say a different word instead of. That's okay. Do it. Make it, you know, the whole process is duplicatable the same, but if you need to make something customized for you in the way you present it, it's okay. It really is. Now, where it says hello first name, I like to put just a line there, because I don't want to like be nervous and say hello first name by accident. I've done it before, guys. I've done it before. And sometimes something's going on in the background with the kids or an unexpected visitor. I just like to make it easy. So I'm just going to show you how I do this stuff, right? Everything in blue is me taking notes and just reminders of what I should be doing. I leave that in there. All right, and it comes down here. The most important thing is establishing the 3 points of conversation, right? I want to know where they want to go financially, because that's a common ground. That's where we started, right? And then I'm going to just let the conversation take off on its own. Listen to them. They will tell you what they want to talk about. It's something we all do. And it's also something that's really important, listening, right? You probably have heard this before, but we have 1 mouth and 2 ears. We should be listening twice as much as we use our mouth. And when we are doing a BRT, your ears are so valuable. They're so valuable. People tell us what we need to know. They tell us what we need to know to help them, right? We're asking them questions where things are. They'll tell us. And some people will tell us a lot, and that's the best. Take the notes down. Because then you know what you're working with. You get to kind of walk in their shoes for a little bit, kind of, right? As much as you can in 15 to 30 minutes, and you can understand where they're at to help them, okay? Now, I'm going to, go through that. I'm going to get at least 3 points of conversation. If they're really talkative, I might do 4. I might even do 5, but just whatever feels right. This is where I'm submitting. If I like this person and they're making me laugh even, I'm going to at least do 3 or 4, 5 points, because people buy from who they like. People buy who they trust. This is building that relationship in a very quick way, because it's literally sales science. It's literally understanding what we need to do to establish a relationship with somebody. It's how to, how to win friends and influence people. It's all those things that have been proven out over time and done in massive quantity over the phone. So it's something I've got perfected, and we're teaching you here. And it is this simple. It really is, right? It's just knowing the protocols and the directions to go. So for BellaVita, I'm gonna go through some questions. Now, I'm gonna shift gears here for wine. Okay, I'm gonna go to the wine ambassador one. Now, the difference with the wine ambassador, I'm still gonna put Chrissy here. I'm still gonna put my little name here, or my lines, right? This is a grammar thing. I'll just change that one. I'll probably go change it in the master. But we're going to go through the same thing. It's the same BRT. The BRT process is the same. The only thing different is when I do the 3 points of conversation, okay, I'm going to put a little note right here. On the 3rd or 4th point of conversation, for preferred, meaning you've already covered 3 other areas, I am going to ask, so do you like wine? That's all I'm going to ask. So do you like wine? Do you like wine? If they are absolutely about it, I'm going to go into wine ambassador. If I'm in wine ambassador, I'm going to go into that. That's how I determine on a BRT if I'm going to go into wine ambassador or BellaVita. One question. So, do you like wine? If they say, oh, I love wine, then I'm going to give them that presentation. If they hesitate at all, then I know they're not really into wine yet. There's someone that's going to need to be educated on it, and I'm going to go to BellaVita. It's that simple. It's that simple for me. Because if they like wine, they're going to like our wine program. If they're interested in wine, they're going to like our wine program. Okay? It doesn't matter where we get them started. It's just getting them started. All right? We have such a circular home for creating success, right? And getting people involved in one door even, right? And if they start out in wine and they like wine, people like to market what they like. So I'm just going to ask them, so do you like wine? You guys, when we first tested adding wine to the mix, I called all my VIPs, all of them. I called them, or the VIP instructor called them. We didn't have as many as we have today. And I just said, hey, I'm looking to add a new program. How do you feel about wine? And I would get everything from, oh, that sounds great, or I wanted to learn more about wine. I really like wine. I never got negatives, but I did get the funniest ones where I'm having a glass right now, Rory, and I'd be like, oh, this is going to rock. And so I like to lean with it. But the thing about it is those that like wine, they saw it. They already knew what to do with it. And even if they didn't know fine wine, but they liked wine, like what the idea of wine, or they drink on a regular basis, our presentation is amazing. And they can resonate with it. They're already aware of wine. The art of awareness is already in our favor. The law of awareness states that once you're aware, you become more aware, right? So I'm going to break that down in a sales science way right now. If you know in your grocery store where all the spices are, you know where they're at. When you go buy spices, you go right there. You're already aware where they're at. If your wife sends you to the store to get allspice and you have no clue where the spices are, it's going to take you a while to figure it out and find it, let alone find allspice and all the spices. But once you do, you'll become a pro pretty quick, because the law of awareness is going to, now you have a reason to know, okay? The law of awareness in marketing and presentation times everything, right? We only have so much of it. We are building a relationship and trust with somebody. We want to find an easy point of reference to get them started on a business path, okay? We have multiple business paths. We're going to focus on our 2 top anchors, wine or BellaVita. And this is for RV marketing leads, okay? I'm always going to throw the caveat out. If you're an instructor, we follow the flow exactly. There's a reason for that, right? But RV marketing leads, they have not gone through all the information where they've been already pre-marketed about having a system into market. They're not that far. So we're going to focus on one product, one path, get them going, get them making success, teach them how to duplicate the BRT for that one product, and then they're going to get exposure to everything else that we do. And when they have their first taste of success, they're going to want more. That's how we are. We want more, right? It tastes good. It feels good. We're going to want more. And then they're going to be open up to more possibilities, and it's not like impossible because you've already proven to them that this works. You're proving to them that this is awesome, right? So we just go forward. So in my wine ambassador approach, the only difference between BellaVita and the wine ambassador is I'm going to ask them, so do you like wine? And when you're talking to them and they're going over stuff, if wine seems like something if your gut says don't even bring it up, don't. It's okay. We have two amazing options. We can't lose with either one, really. But I know as a wine lover, if someone talks to me about wine, I'm already aware of it. It's irrelevant. It's the most relevant product I've ever had. And if that's the door to get them started, perfect. We know we can run with that. It's a great door. So after that, so do you like wine? Then you can go from there, right? What is your favorite varietal? And here's where I get to give you guys some permissions. Ready? Let's say that you're brand new into wine ambassador, you're brand new into wine, and you don't feel comfortable talking about this yet. You're okay not to. You can just focus on BellaVita. It's okay. Now you have a goal to learn more and become aware of it, right? And you can grow into it. There is no wrong way to do this. You can just focus just on BellaVita. You can focus just on wine ambassador. You're going to do just fine. Just fine. The more versatile you can become, the more flexible for the person you're talking to, the easier it's going to be to get them involved, because you can find a common ground to talk about that they're already aware of. That's all. We have that option. So what is your favorite varietal? Varietals like Cabernet, Sauvignon. It's the different types, right? Reds. If you don't like to say varietal, you're brand new, don't say varietal. Reds, whites. Do you pair them with foods? And you don't want to go too far into it because you don't need to know more, right? And if they say no, say, oh my gosh, okay, you're going to love this. And then you put them right in. Actually, what is her page? Let's see. I was building her page. Hold on 1 second. That was a good time call, guys. Okay, so this is her site right here, 2e57.com. I should have had it memorized after working with it yesterday. So I'm going to go back to her BRT for Wine Ambassador, and she's a student. She's actually in training for being an instructor as well. But when we send them to the site, we want to send them to her site. So we want to send them to 2e57.com, Fine Wines. Or in your case, it'd be your site. Now, if you don't have one, no problem. You can use anybody's Fine Wine site. Use your instructors, right? You know, if you're bringing somebody in and you've got PBS and they're not into PBS yet, let them use your site. It's okay. It's totally okay. They're going to see it to present, and it's also going to make them aware of, hey, I can get my own system too. Ideally, we want everybody to do what we do so they can get what we get. But again, they haven't gone through the marketing to understand how great the system is yet. We want to get them making money. And somebody that's making money with Wine Ambassador or BellaVita first, they're going to be open to everything we have because they're going to get more and more and more. It's the right path for those that didn't come in the student way. I know it is. Okay. So here's that link. I'm gonna So I always say this in my presentation with wine. You're going to guide them right there. Now, I'm not going to walk them through how a PBS works, right? I'm just going to take them right to the presentation page. And, you know, in this case, it'd be Chrissy taking them to her presentation page, which has that video on there in the presentation, right? And here's the thing, right? If So there's a couple of different things to be. I've been doing this, so I see it live, right? You show them that fine wine. Sometimes they get curious when they're watching that video. What else is this? What is this over here? What's that over there? Those people are great, but you don't want to give them everything yet. I just tell them, let's get started in this, and we'll do the rest later. There's more. I want to get you making money with this, and then get going. Or if they really want a lot more information, they press, you can always get them on with your instructor, but we really want to get them doing one thing first. Stick to that plan. Stick to that plan. You don't need to know everything and be versatile on everything. Stick to the plan, okay? When they're done, the new one's 30 minutes long, and as of Monday, it'll be on all the new student sites. Is the new Fine Wines video. We've tested it. It outperforms the old one almost. I mean, it outperforms it. And even though it's a little longer, it really paints a picture of the Grand Cruise better. So we're utilizing that one. So this is not 23-minute presentation like BellaVita. It's 30. There's a little bit more to explain, and that does all the heavy lifting. And again, while you're doing that and they're watching that, you should be sending them to get started email, but then you should be multitasking, right? You should have that. There should be time where while they're watching that, you're sending out other text messages, doing marketing to get additional appointments set. The getting started email is going to be changed. So we're going to change it from BellaVita to Wine Ambassador. And I'm going to make these available in the next training. I'll show you guys where they're at. I'm doing them live with you guys so you understand the brain process. It's just switching from one to the other. It's really simple, right? They sign up the same place for us. And I still had her information up. We want to use the join link. Here, I'll get this copied over there. And I'll put her phone number that she wants to use there. Same thing here, right? Now, this is where we're gonna get them connected in things, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get those links from Facebook, and we're moving people to MeWe too, and especially in wine, we're gonna be doing both. We're not going to discontinue anything until it makes sense, but we definitely want to build up in other places. So I'm going to go here to my groups. Wine Ambassador, this is how I get it, right? That's the link for it. That's the link. So I'll just put it on this message. And that's the official one. And then we also want to have them go in the other one too, right? The looking in. Actually, I'm fine with just that one. That's fine. We'll just put them in that one. Just so we get them connected. So if they come in wine, we want them connected in our Facebook. Then we do have a MeWe page. And we want to get them plugged in. That way they're going to get dripped on us with information and stuff going forward. We always want to get them tied into that. Okay. Now we're not going to add them to like the anchor offer stuff until they're an actual student. But this is at least get them tied into something that we're doing. Here's Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I just modified that message to get them connected there. And we're just going to focus on the opportunity and everything else. Because once they're involved and they're doing stuff, they're just going to see there's more and more and more. They're going to hear about Tanya and I supporting them in marketing. You're going to be teaching that here. They just get access to more. We don't want to overwhelm them. Just give them one thing, get them in, and then they can see more as they keep going. It's always, it's the best approach when they haven't seen everything already. It's the best approach because there's always more amazing stuff behind the door. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you guys something I'm adding, and I want you guys to know that we have exposure for this. Actually, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put it this way. So I was, I've been in a really good mood. And so I was talking with our attorney, Jim, and I was going over just where everything is at. Okay. And, you know, I know that when you get somebody involved, whether it's just in BellaVita and we get them going, we get them in the wine, if they are committing to doing the V marketing with us, I'm going to put it out there for instructors. You got to get them connected with your instructor, but you can let them know about our IBO program. If they're going to commit to grow with us for a minimum of, you know, 2 90-day plans, so 6 months minimum, they're going to grow with us. I'm willing to let them have access to that IBO program so that they can get in, start receiving that income, so that then they can also afford to do everything that we're doing and open their mind up to it from the get-go. So, you know, that's something the instructor needs to talk to them about. That's something we need to line them up. But I actually feel good in releasing that today to go forward as long as there are slots. So just so you guys know, the priority for those to get filled, and right now we have, I think there's a good 60 slots open right now, and there'll probably be more next week, is our instructors get first access because they're the ones that are paying it forward constantly and they're volunteering to make that work better. Our VIPs, then our students, and then the next in line would be someone that's just in BellaVita, someone that's just in Wine Ambassador. That's the priority of who we're going to get in and going, okay, as they commit. Right now, that means we put everybody in. I mean, we have more slots than we're filling, just about the same pace. And I have a very good suspicion based on some calls I've been on that we're going to be able to handle even more. It's unbelievable to me still how this just keeps falling into a better and better situation. So I'm putting that out there verbally to let you guys know. And when you're talking with somebody and they're like way stressed out on the money and you're posturing right, you know, that's a great thing to offer them because we have it, right? There's a term I use quite often. It's called SWOT, sell what's on the truck, right? We don't need to tell them things that are coming in the future ever. What we have is good enough what we have now. And the IBO program is available now if they're committing to us. You know, that's how I designed that to be. If they're going to stick with this, get going. So, you know, you guys have access to that. I just gave you permission. Instructors already have access to that, and they know when to present that in the right situation. So it's something that we can do. And when we're, you know, so we're getting on these phone and you're doing the BRT and you're getting to know somebody. Some of them might be in a really, really bad state. But if their credit's okay and they qualify for that, that IBO program might be what saves them. That might be what gets them on a path to help fix their own problems with us and enables them to actually create a better life. So I want to be open to utilize it, especially in the right circumstances. All right. Tony, does that make sense? Okay. Tony's gears are going. So I just want to make sure we're on the same page there, Tony. We usually are. All right. So I've modified this right here for that purpose. I didn't talk about the IBOs here. And it might be one of those things they just got to get in the queue to get in. Okay. But we'll find, I mean, their turn will come up. They'll keep them around. but just know we have those things to work on. Guys, we really get to help people's lives. So, just reach out there. I've covered this on the wine ambassador change. I'm going to go into the retail one now, and I'm just going to keep this training going on. I'm going to go into the 10 o'clock. I wanted to spend 2 hours on this, really make sure we drive it home, right? On these scripts and how they're used, and then how to bounce it back and forth. So this is the retail. And, if you're talking to somebody and they like wine, or they like, I'm going to put BRT, BellaVita / I'm going to put hyphen, wine ambassador. It's really the same. And I don't care if it's somebody you've known for a long time or a stranger, the BRT process works. You don't need to have you need to have 3 points of conversation prior to showing them anything, even if it's like your best friend of a million years. Or maybe not that. That might be the only exception. Like I could call Niall, and if Niall hears that I'm excited, he's just going to want to hear what it is because we have a history together of awesomeness. That's a different story, right? But if I was to call like somebody from high school that I haven't talked to for a while, even if we know each other pretty well, I still need to do the BRT right, even if it's for retail. It's the art of the communication. It's the art of having a conversation and getting them to drop down the barriers and be open to an idea, right? That's what we're doing. That's what the BRT is. So I'm going to just go through here. I'm going to change my grammar again. This is if they want to do the work. See, this script right here, this isn't right for the BRT for retail. Okay. And I'm going to walk you guys through this. And the reason why I wanted to walk you through this is because as simple as it is for me as a marketer, I know that it's not something simple that non-marketing trained people understand. The more people I talk to, the more I realize it. So in this hour of training, I wanted to focus completely on a retail customer approach. We're not talking about the money. We're not talking about the opportunity. The presentation will. We're going to use the same presentation. The reason why we do is don't be shocked when somebody breaks down their barriers, listens to an idea and goes, yeah, I want to make some extra money too. They weren't ready for it, but it's better just to show the whole thing. We don't need to show just a retail only approach. I've proven that for decades now. I retail and get way more customers through a recruiting approach, but it's because I do the recruiting approach in this manner. It's because I have the right conversations. See, you have a different conversation with somebody looking to make an income, looking for an opportunity, than you have with somebody that wants to lose weight. Okay, and that's where it's going to go. So I'm going to do, actually, I probably need to do 2 different versions of this. So I'm going to do one, and then I'll copy the other one. I'm going to go back and modify this. I'm going to do it for you, Chrissy. If you already know them, you don't need to do an introduction of who you are, right? I always put my own stuff. I can talk about weight loss with anybody because I've struggled with it since I was 22. Like the day I turned 22, it's like my body just said, Rory, you're going to be big and fat, no matter what you do. Hit the cardio, hit the weights, but don't worry, you're going to take a weekend off and we're going to put 5 pounds on you. That was my life, okay? And so I've always been looking for ways to benefit and fix that. And luckily, I've found things along the way. And you know when it's the right thing. I'll tell you this. Zleam is one of those products that anybody that wants to lose weight, I want to scream out and tell them I got something that'll work for you. It's that awesome to me. So I'm going to just have fun with this. And this is something that you can use your personality in, and it makes it, even better. Like I have no problem going up to somebody and saying, hey, I'm a fellow fatty. I found something that works. You want to hear about it? But even that, I'm still going to do 3 points of conversation. I'm not going to tell them what it is yet. I'm going to do 3 points of conversation. This 3 points of conversation is why I sell and market things better than anybody else. I understand the 3 points of conversation. It comes naturally. I figured out how to teach you guys how to do this, and it's changed the scape of success here for a lot of people. It's just having the proper conversation. So I'm going to bring things up. My first point of conversation is going to be weight loss, losing weight. That's one. I might talk about that for a while. It's something people got to realize. In diet and weight loss, especially, this is one of those areas where it's unbelievable what we do to ourselves and how we beat ourselves up and how a lot of us just give up and we just think nothing's going to work. You can't spend too much time on this and relate to it, but you need to listen. You need to ask questions and listen, okay? Now, we're going to be bringing people in off of infomercial leads, diet responding leads, and we're going to need to know how to talk to them. That's what this is about, okay? Now, we're right now, technically, we're on a wine ambassador call, training call. And I'm going to focus on BellaVita and wine ambassador because one is a doorway to the other. Everything is circular with what we do. When I bring somebody in on a BellaVita product and they lose weight and they're excited, well, they can be rewarded with wine. And I'll tell you this, wine is going to be a very good benefit at night, especially red wines, to their digestive system. We still want to take advantage of a lot of things. It's not one thing that makes things work, it's a combination. The Zleam is amazing at night. Wine is amazing at night. A glass of wine and Zleam, you're going to sleep better than just a glass of wine or just the Zleam. They work together great. This is a marketing mindset, guys. We don't need to just represent one thing. For us, all roads lead to wine anyway. And for obvious exceptions, I think anybody in my circle of influence should share in the benefits of wine. I really do. I wish it upon myself. My nights are always better with a glass of wine than without. Always. And it's one of those things that we get to have here. We are part of this amazing program. So when I bring this up, and here's the other thing. When I got somebody that are losing weight, they're gonna love you. It's an emotional thing that if you're skinny and you have that metabolism that lets you eat anything, those people I hate. If you're one of those people I hate, then let me explain something. When somebody like me finds something that helps me lose weight, it is a self-esteem boost. It's an awesome thing to have happen because in a lot of cases, you just freaking given up. And not all of us like to go work out in the gym 3 to 5 hours a day to have a physique that we would get if we worked 3 to 5 hours a day. Some of us don't like doing that. And I say some of us, the majority of us, okay? Different personality types, different needs. And when you have something that absolutely works, that you can just take at night and lose weight, you're going to become their best friend. You're going to be doing something for them that means more than they will ever let on. It's so emotional. And it's such a personal emotion. Okay, you guys, I'll tell you this from my years and years of marketing weight loss products that work. Okay, and I know I brought this up before, but I'll do it again. And Niall, Eddie, and I go way back with this stuff. But you guys, I've made millions of dollars, millions. I've been a millionaire over and over again because of weight loss products. And it's in understanding personally what it meant, but also you could be the most amazing knockout specimen, male or female. And if you have that extra weight you can't get rid of, and someone shows you a way to get rid of it, you love that person. Okay. So even the ones that have hundreds to lose, obviously they're going to like it. They're the more obvious ones, but even people that they struggle or whatever else, you guys, our diets are horrible. The foods that we are eating and that we have access to and the way that they've controlled it, it's horrible. Okay. So here we have bioengineered hacking that is available through BellaVita, through us only, that lets people lose weight while they sleep in a biohacking manner. And, you know, if obviously, if they have a sensible diet already and they're working out and they're getting their cardio and stuff in, whatever they do, this is just going to enhance it. But it also helps those that aren't able to do that. It also, you know, adds assistance to give them the energy where they're going to want to do that. You know, combining the Zleam and the brain, it's unbelievable how my days go. And I know when we represent this, the effect that's going to have. So, you know, I'm going to follow up with them, make sure they get the product really well, and that they take it right. Okay. Now, I'm going to point out some things that I've already noticed. Okay. Zleam, the main ingredients in that product are very potent, taste-wise and otherwise. Okay. We have an amazing delivery system in these snaps. I need to take mine actually, so I'm going to have a snap break. Yeah, you guys already had yours. I didn't have mine an hour ago. It's right here, but here goes. Okay. 15 minutes, guys, you're in trouble. Okay, so what happens is we're having this dialogue on the weight loss, and you guys just seem to go in there. And if they say no, and you know they need to lose weight, okay, giving them a sample, just make sure they take it. Say, look, I know this works. I'm gonna give you a 5-day sample. Take it all 5 days in a row. Right? The Zleam, take all 5 days in a row. You know, there's the combo, they can try them both. But I get into this thing, guys, and I address things that I see as issues right out the gate. The taste is Zleam. Phase 1, it's a strong taste. It's really strong. I address it right from the beginning. I tell them phase 1 has a very strong taste. It's the magic of this ingredient is very potent on the taste. Just bear it. You're gonna go through 7 days of that, and then the next phase tastes really good, and you'll be fine. But this works. It's totally worth it. I say that up front, so the expectation is there. You don't want them to taste it and say, "Oh, this isn't for me." I've seen it happen. It's one of those things, and I'm sure they'll always work on that. But you guys, when you understand what it is and the main ingredient, it's a very potent ingredient. And from formulating my own products before, it can be really tough. And we want the product to work. We don't want to add a lot of sugars and stuff to it to counterbalance it working. So, you know, they just go through it. But you guys, that phase 1, awesome. It sets things up. It helps reset their system. It's obviously a cleanse. And then phase 2 is where the sleep benefits really going to start kicking in. The first 7 days, their body's going to get adjusted. They may not sleep like they're going to in phase 2. I let them know. I'm just straight up about it. Truth is always the best. But once they start into phase 2, people are different. Some people have already lost 5, 10, 12 pounds by the time they start phase 2. They like you a lot right now, right? And then we get them going. But, you know, you want to follow up, make sure they're, you know, getting it again, and, you know, introduce them to brain. If you didn't introduce them to brain already, tell them, I got another product that helps during the day that it balances it out. Brain's got amazing abilities to make you not stress eat. It makes you not, what's it called? Depression eat, right? The circle of the fatties get into, right? Where we're depressed because we're fat, and so we eat, but we eat because, and we don't want to eat because we're fat, so we get more depressed. It's that cycle, right? Well, we have biohacking benefits with the mental health, clarity, happiness, euphoria that comes from a brain that helps counterbalance that. It's perfect. You guys, they are definitely work together and bring something they can take every day, all day. The Zleam, they may only want to lose 5 or 10 pounds and be good. They might want to lose 50 or 100 or 200 or 300. I just put a buddy of mine on it that really needs to lose 280 pounds. Like, he needs to lose 280 pounds. I worry about him every day. It's a lot of weight on your heart, right? And, and he might need to take it for a bit and finish a cycle. That's 25 days, wait a few days, start again, right? Phase 1, phase 2, wait 5 days, phase 1, phase 2. So every month until he gets that weight off. And, he is one of those guys that's pretty much given up. Like, I'm just going to eat. I'm eating until I'm hungry or until I'm not hungry anymore. And it's a really vicious cycle. And, one of the things that I noticed in testing this and getting on it is your meal portions decrease. Your body knows it's full. And you start making better decisions because you want to. Hope is in that product. Like, real hope. It's awesome. So we get that into people's hands. We get them going with stuff, but it's going to have a circular effect. And as they're celebrating and doing stuff, you can always say, wine's a really good reward as you're losing this weight and feeling great and to help balance out your life and your stress. How can they tell you no? You just gave them an amazing product to benefit their life. Their guards are going to be down with you. You're now a trusted person bringing stuff in there. And if they lose weight, they become a walking billboard. If they don't join the business to help you with that business, they will send you referrals. And when someone sends me referrals, I'm just going to put this out there. You send me referrals and, you don't have them tied to your account. That's one thing. I reward you no matter what. Like, you send me referrals, I'll buy your product every now and then. I will make sure it reciprocates. Now, we have a, referral program already. And, if you're a customer, you're not in the marketing plan, but if they just want to be a customer and they don't want to become an associate or whatever else to get a commission, I take care of people that refer people to me. I always do. Not everybody wants to sell it, but they will share it. And, I can remember in the 90s with this awesome weight loss program that worked, right? I got referrals all the time. Not everybody is, excited to sell weight loss or want to have the conversations that weight loss, create, but there's always an opening for business and reciprocation. So just be open for that. Now, the other thing about that is if someone's sending me, referral business and it's growing, I can always give them a gift of wine. I can always say, hey, you're coming into wine, right? And let's get you set up. I can give them wine. I'm just saying that they connect together, right? And, you give me a referral, I'll give you a bottle of wine. I'll do that all day long. So you might get like a realtor friend or someone else that's, outgoing. They're already talking to other people. They don't want to be the weight loss real estate person per se, but they're losing weight. They'll refer people to you. I promise you the gift of wine in exchange for that is going to be amazing. I want you guys just to open up on just the networking of it and where you can go with that. Now on the script, back to the script, I'm not going to tell them I want to do an intake. I'm just going to do an intake. And so here's a question I would ask. So I've done this for so long that we just write this in there. And, we'll probably end up creating a really good video based on the weight loss and the stuff that's there, even to help. But what we have right now is perfect. Like it seriously is. And it exposes brain and Zlame at the same time. I have been utterly amazed at how many people have seen my brain page, seen my brain ad, and come back to me and say, Rory, I want to try some of this. There's a reason. We all want to, we all want more energy. We all want to feel better. We all care how we look. Vanity is an amazing trait we all have. If someone tells you they don't really care how they look, that's just a lie. We all care. We all care. Everybody, 100% of us, no exception. So the thing with weight loss and our bodies and our physiques, because they are so personal, they're so out there. It's our weakness and exposure. I mean, if you ever want to see somebody panic, invite them to a swim party. People just freak out. It's just who we are. Okay, it's an easy button to discuss. It's an easy button to push. Men are pretty easygoing with it, but they still care, especially around other men. They just, we know we let our bodies go. We know we have the dad bod. All these things are in play. So it's one of those things like you can't even be too bold. We all want a way to fix it. We all want a way to fix it. And the thing is we've got this awesome counterbalance in what we do and how we do it, right? We have an awesome counterbalance in just having that conversation. And whether we're talking about wine or we're talking about like BellaVita and stuff, getting to understand somebody and getting them to open up, the questions are the same. It's the same purpose. All right, so I'm gonna go through this one and I'm gonna go right to the wine one, and you'll see how they go back and forth. But once I have a customer in any one product and I'm making a change and I'm helping them change their life for the better, I'm not gonna stop there. I'm gonna let them know what else I offer. I'm gonna let them know I have wine. I'm gonna let them know that we have this awesome wine club and this awesome wine and dine show we do on Wednesday nights. I'm gonna let them know, right? And you guys, we understand marketing and we understand multiple streams of income, right? And that's what we focus on, but they're all circular together. And people that are feeling great about themselves, looking better, and enjoying, this awesome adult beverage of wine in an atmosphere, even if it's virtual, you guys, we are having a great time doing it, and it's going to benefit a lot of people's life. It's going to help with, depression, inclusions. I mean, it's awesome what we're doing. We just need to embrace it and just keep pushing it forward. So when I say all roads lead to wine, I really mean that. I see it that way. Wine means a lot to me more than just this beverage. What it takes to make wine, what it takes to create wine, what it symbolizes, what it does as far as it benefit the body and everything else is awesome. And the thing that's really, really cool, right, is when you have somebody come into your circle, whether it's retail or on the business side, right? They're coming in here to change their life. We have exposure to a lot of things that just make life better. And the more we can share that with them, the more we can let them, see that, who knows how involved they're going to become with what we have. But if we don't tell them, they're not going to know. You've got to market it, right? You've got to market it. So in the biohacking script here, I'm just going to ask, some questions, and then I'm going to go into, So I'm going to ask questions and kind of guide it and direct it just to get them to see the possibility and break it down. And I don't mean one or two. I'm going to go through it, 3 points of conversation around the product, right? So, you bring up pain, then you bring up a solution. So it's problem, solution, problem, solution, problem, solution, close. 3. Hopefully different topics. And you just drive these things. So, and I always create a Trello card. We're still going to do Trello cards on even our friends and family and into the product. We want to follow up with them, I'm going to keep the emails, all the getting started stuff the same. All of it's the same, whether they're just in for the product or they can see the business too. I just don't talk about the business unless it goes that direction. But on the product side, I just focus on the benefits it's going to give them, right? So these are just some things to work around. The thing about it too is as you're a product of the product and you're losing weight, it's easier to get others on board with that. It just is. It's more real. And, it's funny because making income and getting results from a product have one thing in common. We're different. I'm going to do different things than you're going to do. I'm going to get different results than you're going to get. Unless you do exactly what I'm going to do, you're not going to get what I get, right? We try to make it that way, but, you might eat way differently than I do. You have a whole different body. Products aren't going to work the same for everybody, right? The biohacking is a great benefit because it's engineered to work better, but it's going to be different. Income, you may not do as many BRTs and work as much as I do, so you're not going to get the same results. Now, if you did exactly what I did, you're going to get what I get because it's a system. But how bad do I want it versus how bad do you want it, right? So there are different things in there, but people gauge by that. If it works for somebody, they always say, wow, if it works for them, it can work for me. And it's if you do exactly what it is. So the thing about this is they got to take it every day. You got to stick on top of them. But if it works, they're going to be open to more things. And it doesn't mean you jam it down their throat day one. If you get them in a doorway, so let's say that you bring them in for Velovita. They're having success with it. The next thing you say is, I got something else to show you too. And you can offer to celebrate. Like if they're local to you, right? I would set a goal. Say, hey, when you drop that 20 pounds, I got a gift for you. I'm going to give them a bottle of wine for dropping 20 pounds, right? I've not only am I making a new friend, a new network partner, I've helped them, right? Not only give them exposure to our great wine if they're not in already, and that opens the door for that too. And you help them lose weight. They like wine. It's just another lead into for a customer, right? It's It's a networking play. You're not trying to sign them up day one. We're going to get them success with something. Success in either losing weight, making money, allows us to take them to the next development with us. It's proving ourselves as we go along, proper follow-up as we go along. Okay, so this right here, you can go, there's really no wrong way to go, just have that conversation. You do want to have 3 points of conversation around that problem, right? So this is the same for, and I'm gonna do this BellaVita's lean approach. All right, and this is on the lean. Now the brain, you can do a similar approach, right? You want mental clarity, you can focus on that, and then get them to look at this and look at the presentation. Same thing though. You want to have 3 points of conversation. So we'll spend more time on that as we do more retail training, but I wanted to get your brains going on it, right? So you're going to cover all this stuff and get them to think about the what ifs before they watch that presentation. That's the whole point. It goes against a lot of people's natural direction on what to do. We all want to just shove them on a presentation, let the presentation do its work, which it will do. But it will work better if you break down their barriers and you get them to establish why they want a product to lose weight in the first place. And focus on it. And weight loss pains are easy. I know them way too well, right? We all want to look better in a swimsuit. Like I said, it's kryptonite. Going to a pool party for a fat person is not fun. I know, we all know. But if we look better, we feel better, right? And even if we just drop a bunch of weight and we feel better, we're going the right direction. It's amazing the difference that is. And it's something you almost can't put a price on. So utilize that. Okay, now I'm going to make a copy. Okay, this one's gonna be a lot of fun for me to write out. So same type of stuff. We're not talking about biohacking though. This is wine, right? All right, I'm still on Chrissy's page. I needed Chrissy's her phone number to see. There you go. So this is Chrissy's her PBS, right? There's her fine wines page. She got the new video because her instructor did that. Where's her phone number? Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to incorporate this when you're doing your calls. So I'm going to edit her page really quick. There, Chrissy, I was going to add that yesterday, but I'm going to put it there right now. So she has got a wine bot, right? And the thing about it is that's a tool that we just want to use and add to it. So when I'm doing the script, I'm going to go to the wine ambassador retail approach and the BRT wine ambassador BRT. All right, I'm going to put that note right there. So we have this wine bot, and you guys, this is a follow-up tool for me as well as it is a marketing tool. So if I'm doing the time and I'm on the phone doing a BRT with somebody, and let's say they don't sign up right away, and they even say, "Oh, this isn't for me." Now I don't get that too often at all, but if I do get it, I'm going to just three-way them onto the wine bot and say, "I'm going to show you we have other ways to market." Because what I'm going to do is take it as they didn't like how I did it. This is too much work for them. They don't get it. No problem. I'm going to put them on that wine bot and let that feed the system as well. I've already gone this far with them. Another 30 seconds isn't going to hurt anything. So then I'll just call that. I'll have them call that number or three-way them on. So it's better if they call in, right, and they push the one number. So I just tell them, hey, can you do a three-way call? I said, I want you to call this number. Have them do the three-way. You just let them off the hook. Like you've gone this whole distance, they've told you no. Okay. We're working on your posture. We're working on you becoming better at the whole presentation. Maybe you didn't cover 3 topics like you're supposed to. Maybe you went a little weak on something. No problem. Add them to this. And you let them off the hook and say, oh, hey, no problem. I just ask one thing for you. Can you do a 3-way call right now and patch me into this phone number and give me your WineBot number? This is Chrissy's. When they call that, and just tell them you got to check this out. They'll call, they'll hear it, they'll press the 1, right, and it locks them in for the follow-up. Let that just happen, and then just tell them, say, hey, we got some great automation to help this thing go. So think about it, and when you're ready, I'm here. And at least you've got them connected. Okay, it's even closing a no can be done better than other ways. All right, and hopefully you never need this, but you have that to fall back on. If you have your wine bot. If you don't have wine bot, make sure you put them in the grapevine. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the retail on the wine. And I need her page. Let's see. All right. So this is our wine ambassador retail approach, right? So this is, when we send the getting started email, it's going to be our join page. It's all this stuff that we have, right? Everything's the same. And we want to get them connected to our stuff. Even if they, after they sign up, we want to get them connected. Remember, this is just wine ambassador. They're not a student of RRR yet. They're not doing everything we do. This is just the wine ambassador approach, okay? This is the retail approach. So this is somebody just for the wine of the month. I know a lot of us share wine. We have family and friends, but you'll notice that when you don't do the BRT process, people don't just sign up as a customer right away. They're not ready for the idea. Even though it's wine, all right? Wine is amazing. Wine is super relevant, but even wine doesn't sell itself. We have to do the BRT process. So the BRT process with wine, for me, is super easy to talk about wine. Wine and food, I can talk about it all day long. So utilize that, and when you go into it. But then once you get them going, it's not a matter of, let's see here. All right, so I'm just gonna obviously drive right to that and go through that stuff, and the rest just goes the same, right? And even if I just talk to them about being a customer, I'm gonna leave it open for them if they watch that whole 30-minute presentation to be an ambassador too. They just get a case of wine. They're not paying these extra fees to be an ambassador. They just buy a case instead of 4 bottles. When someone's watched that presentation, a lot of times they're thinking about when they can have that wine. Some of us already know that a case of wine doesn't go very far, right? Don't be surprised when they buy a case or they become an ambassador, even when you just talk to them about being a retail customer or just being a member, okay? So now I'm gonna go to all this stuff here. This is just conversation points, right? And again, 3 points of conversation referencing problem solution. The problem I see with wine is they don't know, right? We don't know what we don't know. And the problem is they may not know the difference in wines. They don't know the difference in wine beverages versus, the fine wines. And we don't need to tell them all that. The presentation does it, but it's good to open them up and bring those barriers down before they see the presentation. All right. And you want to get to know them. 3 items of conversation are very critical. If you have those, they're going to feel even more comfortable to make a buying decision with you. This is the art of marketing. This is the art of marketing as a person to person. That's what we call the BRT, right? And the more comfortable you guys get with this process, the more you're going to be able to make, because you make money on commissions, getting people to share ideas and to buy in on those ideas. And the art of BRT is exactly that. Okay. So to me, I can't spend enough time on this with you guys, because this is the difference from having some success to having incredible success. It's just changing your understanding of how marketing is done in a conversation. It's changing how we have conversations that makes a difference. I bring this up from point to point. You guys will see people and they're like, oh, they make it easy. That Rory guy can sign up 100 people a day, no problem. It's because I understand this. It's the only thing different. I know how to have the right conversations and what they lead to. I get it. Well, I'm sharing this knowledge with you all here in this training, in this process. This is really what makes the difference. Those that don't have, you guys think about it. We're humans. The only thing different is how we interact with each other that makes a difference of the outcome. It's not who the smartest person is. It's who can convey the message and get people to buy in on the ideas. Those who can properly communicate have more success in life than those that don't. And if you don't believe me, look at a freaking politician. You're learning the art and skill of having a proper conversation to convey an idea. That's really where the power of marketing is. That's really what marketing is. It's a conversation to get an idea across, so somebody gets the idea that they need that in their life. What's the benefit? What's in it for me? And then they buy. The buying decision happens when they realize they need it in their life. That's a proper conversation. All the BRT is teach you guys how to market in a conversation, and it's this simple. Establish 3 points of conversation, open things up the right way, and guide them. It's how it works. So, if they have any, all right. One C, right? Oh, one S. if you can bring up the family, whenever you bring up family, it opens up all sorts of things. Because I'll tell you, for me, I am probably one of the most proud grandparents I've ever met. And then I meet other grandparents and realize I'm in the same club. But we like to talk about our family, especially when we're proud of it and things you've accomplished. That's always a talking point to go to. And I'll tell you, when it comes to wine, the fact that I can sit down with my family over a family dinner and share amazing wine with them on an everyday occurrence, if we want to, that's pretty powerful. I also know that not everybody understands that, sees that, maybe thought they could have that. Why not show them that as a picture before you show them the presentation? Plant the seed. These are all conversations that can happen in an easy BRT process that prior to them seeing the presentation can make all the difference in the world. The thing about wine is anybody that already drinks wine, we already get it. Like, we already get it, and maybe we don't get it as much as we could, but just having a couple things to open up the mind before we see the presentation, it'll do wonders. It'll do wonders. Wine is just a transcending product. It's a food. It's magic. We know it, but we do have to open it up still. We still have to market it. We still have to let them know what the benefits of and what they can see themselves doing, right? You know, we always have problems of quality time with our family. Why not really have quality time? Wine will make it that much better. Those of us that know, we get it already. You know, I honestly, I can tell you with Tanya and I cannot imagine having Thanksgiving, Christmas, our meal of 7 fishes without wine. I don't think we could do it. We've never done it. I wouldn't want to do it. So there's things that, you know, tie in, you know, and big birthdays, anniversaries, we always break out the wine for occasions. It's just something that should happen. And so bring that up with people that don't do it on a regular basis, maybe thought they couldn't do it on a regular basis. Now we're going to show them how they can do it and at an incredible way, and even they can make money with it, right? We don't have to say that. The video is going to, the presentation is going to cover that, but we got to break the barriers down so they can let the ideas come in and be open to those ideas, right? We're sharing the communication or the conversation. We're letting them open up to accept the idea. That's the marketing, right? We do the BRT, we bring stuff up, and this is retail. And I call it retail because we're not pitching the business. We're not saying, come to make money with me in wine. We're just talking to them about the benefits of wine in everyday use, basically. And the problem solution of, you know, you can, you know, what do you like? What have you tried? You know, have you ever had a $500 bottle of wine? No. Oh, well, I got something to show you, right? It's, you know, and they're going to be like, oh, this is going to cost $500. No, like, I mean, but our bottles are worth that. The Grand Cru is worth that, and they can see that and understand why. Like, you don't need to cover the stuff I covered in that presentation. Just get the barriers down so that they're open for the idea. That's it. That's what we're doing. So I wanted to give this to you guys because I know, like, and when I talk to people, they're like, man, I got all these people I work with. They all drink wine, and I can't get them to sign up in the club. Well, it's because you're not approaching it the way you need to approach it. It's, you don't know how to be a marketer. And that's something we're really good at here. So I wanted to teach you guys that, and it's all in this BRT process. Once we get everybody understanding and applying the BRT in every aspect of what we do, it's going to be incredible. Incredible. Everybody will have access to amazing success because we're teaching them what it takes. And it's just knowing how to have a conversation in the right manner to open up for ideas. That's, guys, it's what it is. It's that simple. And so this is how we do it in a retail aspect or just a product aspect. Now, I can tell you, if you go approach your colleagues and say, have you ever had a really good Cabernet Sauvignon with a steak? Oh my gosh, you got to try it. Look, I'm not talking about my club. I'm not throwing it in their face yet, right? Don't need to. And say, what have you done? Let them tell you their experiences and say, so have you ever noticed, like, really good wine's expensive, right? What if I could show you something that made it super affordable, but unbelievable wine? What are you having for dinner this weekend? I'm having a conversation. I'm having a simple conversation and just opening them up to that. This approach is going to work way better than just saying, here's my club, you should join up and get the wine. Oh my gosh, this is so great. No, I'm getting them to make the ideas on their own that, yeah, that would be really good. Like, well, we're having like hot dogs. Oh my gosh. Have you ever had like a Pinot Noir with the hot dog? Oh my gosh, it'd be the best hot dog ever. You should really try it. Maybe you got, if they're a colleague, you're working together, you're going to see them the next day, the next day, the next weekend, right? Until you jump on the full-time, let's go crank it here mode, right? But every time you can like, what are you eating? What are you guys doing this weekend? What are you doing for fun? There's very few people that don't want to talk about food. You guys, we have to eat to live. There's more foodies than not foodies, right? It's just conversation, but it's also conversation that we can help make better through wine all the time, and we know it. So, hey, it looks like it's gonna be hot this summer. Or this weekend? What are you doing? So, do you drink wine on the weekends? What do you drink? I'm planning on having this amazing rosé, poolside. I'm planting the seed. They can see me doing it. So you really should try some of this. You can just tease it forever. Find the idea, tell us their idea. Ascension marketing is real, guys. The art of awareness is real. I have people coming to me after years now saying, Rory, I really just need to get on the wine thing. I get it. I went to the store the other day, I spent some money, and I don't even know what I got. You look like you're having, like, it takes a while. But these conversations that we can have, the art of doing it right, the BRT approach, doesn't need to happen in one conversation. It can happen over periods of time with the same people you see on a regular basis. Now, if we get on the phone with somebody on the retail side, and I'm going to bring this up, we're going to have leads and prospects on our inbound things that we're bringing to the table. And you're going to be talking to people. And if you're skilled in these questions and the direction and the understanding, you're going to be able to take somebody that came in for something, product A, we'll call it, and in your conversation, it's going to lead down this product. It's going to lead them to where, let me see this wine thing. It will. You just have to know how to do it, right? And it's one of those things that us marketing guys, some of us born with it, just get. It's second nature to us. It should be second nature to everybody here because it's teachable. You don't need to be born with this talent to learn it. You just need to understand the pattern and make it part of your habits. It's just having a proper conversation that leads them to understanding what we have, the ideas that we have to share with them, and then looking at the ideas saying, I want that in my life too. I want it. That's it. That's what it is. And you'll hear me say this over and over again like a broken record because this applied to everything that we do is monumental for change and success. It's this simple. It's this simple. And I know not everybody goes into a conversation thinking there's a way to guide them to go, from point A to point B, but marketers, that's our knack. Like whether I wanted something from my mother or my father or my grandpa, I had an agenda and I knew I was going to work that by asking questions, doing something for them, making things good to where they couldn't tell me no. I was born with that attitude. I was going to get a yes no matter what. No one was going to tell me no because I was going to make it impossible for them to tell me no because they would want to do something for me. It's the same thing. It's a BRT. You build up the value so that it's their idea to give it to you. They don't want to tell you no because you've done so much for them already. Even if it's education or open up their mind, an event. Let's call it a wedding, okay? A lot of the excitement about the event has already happened up to and prior to the event even happening. We make a big deal about it and have expectations and get excited. We might spend weeks looking for that perfect outfit for that one event. We've already celebrated it long before it absolutely even happens. And then we get there, it's over like in a flash, and everything's led up to it. The event wasn't just that 3-hour event. It was everything that led up to it and through it. It was a BRT of it all. We were so excited about the event and we were getting ready for it all. I want you guys to just understand that what I'm telling you is just the way things actually work. It's the way we buy things. It's how marketing just naturally happens with human beings, with us emotional, spiritual essences of, of God, right? We are emotional. We tie into things. We get very sentimental, right? We like to celebrate together and have goals and achieve goals. We like all these things. It's in our DNA. It's how we respond. And it's why we get excited when things happen. And understanding how that works and then being able to market in that natural, progressive way is what makes us successful in marketing. And when you're successful in marketing and you're connecting products and services with the consumer, and that's how you're getting paid, things get really fun. And the more income we have, the more things we can do with that income to get better things in our lives, right? But it's all in understanding how this works. And to me, it's just a simple BRT. But it's not always in a one-time conversation. Like we're going to be doing really good at that. But it also transcends over a period of relationships with others. Try it. All right. Like if you think about it, weddings probably one of the best examples because I see people go above and beyond on weddings, right? And I mean, even guests. Women put a lot of time and energy in what they're going to wear and who they're going to see and be seen by at events. And weddings are one of the bigger ones, right? We don't all go to galas and do all that stuff, but we should because it gears us up and it changes things around us. And we resonate around different things and make different choices that we don't realize, all for a 3-hour thing, 2-hour thing, 4-hour thing, whatever that is. And, and it's not just us, it's the people we talk to as well. So when we have products that enhance that, it's just a great way to go. And wine just draws everything together. It's a great conversation to have. It's also something that most people don't understand, fine wines from these cheap wine products. That's our niche. So we get to discuss that, and that creates conversation points that we can have and literally do a BRT over weeks, maybe with customers we're going to get in later. Or same conversation with a stranger on the phone that called in that we're talking to, and it just comes up, and then we're able to bring these questions up, line it out in a manner that works in the BRT process that I'm teaching you, so that when you do show them the video, they're like, yeah, I'm in, I want that. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, I'm going to end with that. These will be available in the V Marketing back office, and I'll have the the retail approach and all the stuff that's there, so you guys can modify them, make them your own, get used to them. But what I want you to understand is the BRT process isn't just for one thing we market; it's for all the things we market. I also want you to put it in perspective when you're writing your offer pages. If you write them in a formula of like, here's like a problem and here's how it's solved. Here's a problem, here's how it's solved. 3 of them. Here's a problem, here's how it's solved. I did it all with this link, go get it. That approach is magical. It's something I should share with you guys even more. We're going to focus on these trainings. I'm going to teach you guys the BRT of everything we do because it really is how marketing works. All right, so that being said, I'm going to stop the recording.